So he's extremely detailed, which I love that about him. Not only is he detailed in terms of the engineering side of business, but he's also a person who's been in the field like everyone else. So he understands what you're doing. He understands what you're building. He's building a gigantic organization. And he's going to go through, in my opinion, all the major areas of getting started on the Ameritas platform. So I don't want to hold him back any longer. Gil, are you there, my friend?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, we're going to record. So, John, let's go and get that recording going. And let's get this show on the road. Hey, Gil, the floor is yours, my friend. Let's do it.
We're rolling.
Right. Okay, great. Just give me, send me a message if you don't hear me, but I'm going to go ahead and proceed. First of all, I would like to thank each and every one of you for spending time from your busy Monday night schedule. My name is Gil Dia, and I'm with Main Street Financial, working closely with our strategic alliance with Leverage Group Strategies. Like Jeff mentioned, we had a fantastic event last Saturday at the Cerritos Sheraton. And my topic that I'm going to cover this evening is entitled Getting Started with Ameritas Agent Opportunity. I presume everyone on the call already is familiar with our concept, a concept that's called, the hybrid program, the best of both worlds, wherein we have a non-captive program that are given a great benefit, starting with a stipend, in other words, a salary, plus benefits that covers medical, dental, vision, also a group insurance, life insurance provided as well, renewals for life, and ownership. So that's a great, fantastic opportunity, unique in the marketplace, just barely launched in California just less than a year ago. And what I would like to pretty much talk about is when you join our team nationwide, you submit your agent contract, but that's only half of the job from the beginning. But you need to get validated, and that's what I'm going to cover tonight: how to get validated, how to switch from just being a temporary agent with Ameritas to a full-fledged permanent career agent. Again, although you're a career agent, you're still not captive. And lastly, I'm going to cover about how to develop a successful high-income career. When I say, not only a part-time income, even part-time, you can develop a high-income career. So, John, you can still see my slides, correct?
Yes, we see it. Perfect.
Okay, all right. These are our tips on submission. It's very fundamental when you submit your contract. Just make sure it's complete and legible. We don't want any delays, folks. But on each page of this contract, because it's a hybrid program, you will notice there's a verbiage called temporary agent or the producer. Most people here are familiar with the word producer. But if you see a temporary agent, that mirrors also the producer on various pages. So just print and sign the lines that says temporary agent and also the producer. Just leave the manager section blank. Some of you are builders as agency owners, but once you get validated and you switch from being a temporary agent to a permanent career agent, then we will arrange in the system the hierarchy, accordingly. One thing worth mentioning as you submit your contract, there are some producers that have a restricted errors and omission, the E&O insurance. But folks, I got good news for you. Ameritas will not slow down the coding process, because if you're coming from an organization that will limit and restrict your errors and omission, in other words, it's not portable or transferable, don't worry. You will still be assigned a code number as a temporary agent, and you can function and practice completely and sell to clients using the Ameritas company-sponsored E&O, errors and omission, at no cost. I repeat, at no cost. Once you get validated, however, that means you're already getting paid the stipend salary, $2,000 a month to begin with. Then the company now requires you to go ahead and pay your individually paid errors and omission, maybe $40 or $50 a month. Of course, attach the copy of your life insurance license, copy of your void check. One thing, again, that's unique in this process of getting coded is you have to pass the POP which stands for Profile of Potential Assessment Test Online. A 268 question. It's more of a psychological test to figure out. Ameritas wants to know if you are fit for the entrepreneurial world. For example, do you like people? Of course, yes. Or do you hate rejection? Of course, no. You love rejection. That's the challenge of being a business owner. But once you pass the 268 questionnaire online, which is a concurrent activity, it's not the thing that you need to do before or after you submit your contract. You can do that simultaneously as long as you provide your email address. If you don't get it yet, if you have not received an assessment test online, please let your upline manager know, and we'll make sure you get that questionnaire online so you can fulfill that as a prerequisite of you getting coded. Tonight, I'm going to talk about how to get validated. Once you get your code, you have 30 days to get validated. What that simply means, you have to submit a minimum of 2 clients with a combined annual target premium of $4,000. That's like about 330 a month of combined, for example, IUL premium. So 2 policies. I'm sure a lot of you on this call probably will close, that in one sale. But again, it's a very generous offer. Once you submit 2 clients with a combined total of 4,000, you're validated. You'll get your commission, which is 50% advance. That's 2,000, and you'll also get your stipend of 2,000. So, folks, that's like getting a 100% contract from the get-go. You submit 4,000 target premium, you get 2,000 in salary, and 2,000 in commissions. Plus, you also get your bonus, which is 20% paid as earned of the commission. And of course, you will also get your benefits. The benefits are given to you for you to provide, provided by United Healthcare, and the company pays W-2. The salary is paid twice a month, on the 15th and the 18th, on the 15th and the end of the month. And 3 days after the 15th, you get a direct deposit into your bank that will provide you the salary, which is, since you're getting paid $2,000 a month and you're getting paid twice, so that will be $1,000 to your bank account on the 18th, which is 3 days after the 15th, the cutoff date, and also the 3rd of the month, because it's 3 days after the end of the month. Why are you getting paid W-2? It's a different type of program. There's no taxes on your commissions and your salary. Only you're hit with a partial contribution towards what? Social Security and Medicare. As I mentioned in our workshop last Saturday at the Cerritos Sheraton event, a lot of producers who are focused in what? Providing retirement strategies to clients, unfortunately, don't even participate in paying the self-employment tax, or never had the 40 quarters required as an employee to contribute to Social Security and Medicare, which is equal to 10 years of work contribution. This one allows you to do a catch-up in your contribution so that when you hit 65, then you have your lifetime Social Security and Medicare, and hoping that's still there. And if you already have contributed the 40 quarters, this will enhance your Social Security down the road. The clients that qualify are all the clients except sales to yourself, your siblings, brothers and sisters, parents, mother and father, and other Ameritas agents that already are in the system. So you can get paid on this type of sales, but when it comes to validation, these are the restrictions, the category that will not count towards your validation. So if you look at this list, folks, that means you can sell to your spouse, to your children, or if you have grandchildren, parents-in-law, that's fine, cousins. So yeah, these are a very small list of restrictions to qualify for validation. And again, it's just 2 clients, okay, 4,000. After you get validated, then you can sell to your brothers and sisters, to your parents, mother and father. That will count towards your annual requirement, which is 30,000, to continue your stipend, your salary and benefits, okay? Only for the first 2 clients, 4,000. are the ones are restrictive. This is our recommendation. We want you to be validated fast. So remember, once you get coded, the clock starts ticking and you have 30 days to get validated. Someone might ask, Gil, what happens after 30 days if I don't get my policies issued? Folks, if you have activities shown in the books and they're pending business and you're like halfway to your 4,000, it's just a matter of exemption request. They might give you another couple of weeks. But we don't want to be in that mode. We want everyone on this call to start thinking about your prospects, and you can start with your own immediate family like myself, which I can show you on my example. We also recommend on your initial sales, go with underwriting guidelines that are under the category of easy app, tele-underwriting, or the jet issue underwriting. Keep in mind, you want to be validated fast. The sooner you get validated, the sooner you get paid your stipend and also bonuses, and the sooner you override your team who also get validated. So we cannot underemphasize the urgency and importance of getting validated. The easy app tele-underwriting will only require the application online and also the tele-interview. Tele-interview, as you know, Exam One is the company that does the tele-interview. And if on this example, anyone up to age 50, if you have less than $100,000 in face amount, which is $99,999, that qualifies for an app and tele-interview process. Anyone above age 50, from age 51 to 60, up to 50,000 of face amount. You can actually upgrade your family for a policy change request if you want to add more face amount, but after validation, because the objective is to be validated fast. We also recommend a proactive versus a reactive approach to tele-interview with Exam One. Being in the business for quite some time, and now because of technology, you know, a lot of clients, they will not answer a call through their caller ID if they don't know who the caller is, especially Exam One. So we recommend as soon as you get a policy number, which is the following day after you enter your application online, is to notify your client to make a call to Exam One that will consist of questions covering their doctor visits, if they went to the hospital, their medication, a little bit about their history, and that's only about a 5 or 10 minute call. Once Exam One completes the call, they will sync up the report to Ameritas, and you're good to go. Another program that we recommend that you can use for validation option is the jet issue underwriting. The jet issue underwriting is, again, an app and tele-interview. And the category is, if you want to have a higher premium because you need to satisfy the 4,000 target premium, especially for someone in the 20s and 30s, if you do the 100,000 or less, that, folks, will be probably just a $40 or $50 a month premium. What I did personally, I signed up my 3 kids in their 20s and early 30, and also a grandson. And I made sure they average about $80 to $100 a month in premium. So if I add those 4 policies, I met the 4,000 target premium. But if I went with the easy app tele underwriting for anyone below age 50 with 100,000 or less premium, less than 100,000 premium rather, then the premium will be much less. So they have a program called jet issue underwriting that you can double the face amount and hence double the premium. So again, I went with the $80 to $100 premium per client in my case. Sometimes on these particular options, an APS will be required, attending physician statement, which is as you know what APS stands for, or just the medical records of your client derived from their doctor's clinic. Well, I suggest take a proactive approach. Call the doctor's clinic instead of waiting Ameritas to follow up the doctor's clinic, and ask if they received a request for the APS, medical records, from our third-party company who does that, and if they already faxed or emailed, whatever mode they use, to send them the medical records. And once they said yes, call Ameritas Corporate and and have a conversation with the case manager handling your your account, because especially right now when staff at corporate are taking a vacation, you're not supported by only, as you know, one staff, but an entire department. So press 0 when you get a voicemail or an email stating that they're 1 or 2 weeks on vacation. Just press 0 and get the department of the case management department and talk to someone who can assist in the absence of your case manager. Again, proactive approach. They can be able to find the APS, sync it in the system with Ameritas in 1 or 2 days. You can get an approval. Once you get approved, you're validated and you're good to go. What happens after validation? You will receive a welcome email regarding your official transfer from temporary agent to permanent agent. You also want to make sure you coordinate with Main Street Processing Center, who is actually have this special hybrid program, strategically aligned with LGS, about the paperwork that needs to be authorized to be transferred you from a temporary to official company permanent agent. After this is all done, you will receive, again, as I mentioned, a welcome email. But now it's time to roll up our sleeves, because we're not here for just a salary. The salary of $2,000, once you do the $4,000 target premium, that satisfies Ameritas' requirement for 3 months of salary. So I repeat, 3 months of salary satisfaction, production requirement. So if you do a $4,000 target premium, you get a $2,000 advance commission, 50% of the target premium. You get a salary month 1, $2,000. You get a salary month 2 and month 3. So folks, that's already $8,000 for your initial, validated premium. And you add the bonus, you technically will get 120. It's like having an equivalent 112% contract just for your initial 4,000 validation. And that is unmatched in the industry. How many people you know, even a new licensed person submit a 4,000 and get an equivalent $8,000 on the table when you combine the salary, the bonuses, and the advance commission. 112% contract, very powerful. We also recommend, we have a university. Don't wait for your upline manager or office or a webinar such as this to be trained. It's called edu.ameritas.com. The password is temporary, is Ameritas with a capital letter A, and everything is underscore Ameritas, Ameritas with a numeric number 1, Ameritas.1, Ameritas1 is the password. And again, the website is edu.ameritas.com. Once you register with a temporary password, they will ask you for your permanent password, that you can customize. And in that website, because you're now allowed to, even as a temporary agent, to look at that website, there's a lot of product knowledge, archive, videos. You guys can even use a webinar and talk about, one topic over there. It also talks about the financing program, requirements. We have multiple products, whole life, IUL, final expense, disability income. We notice a lot of licensed agents have not even sold a disability income insurance like myself, even though I've been doing this over 30 years. And the reason you want to be motivated to also look into the DI disability income product, folks, because that's your door opener to be able to market to white-collar job professionals like doctors and lawyers. See, if you're a doctor and you're part of an IPA group, it is not optional, but it's quite mandatory by the IPA group, like, for example, a surgeon, to buy disability income insurance. Because if you are a contributing asset as a surgeon to the IPA group to generate revenues for the IPA, and you got injured and cannot do a surgery, somebody has to replace that income, and hence that's the disability income insurance. So when you talk to a doctor, it's not a matter of whether he needs it or not. He will ask, what is the price of your disability income insurance? And it's good to share with the group tonight that the DI product of Ameritas is in the top 3 in the country, folks, in terms of the price point of our DI product, okay? So we need to develop that. You will hear my 3-month-old grandson crying in the other room. I'm at home. That's why I didn't do the video. He might create a lot of happy notes here, but some of you will appreciate that. All right. Now, after validation, We did our 4,000. Our next goal is high income career. On this slide, you will see, folks, a lot of us who's been doing this industry, like a lot of people are focused on what? $1 million roundtable club, right? 100,000 and above, maybe $500,000 a year. Unfortunately, when people set their goals high and too high, and you're midway, and you say, I want to make at least 100,000, but you know, it's already August, folks. And if you haven't made 60,000 this year, maybe that 100,000 income this year might not happen. But what we say is set your goals high enough to inspire you, but low enough to encourage you. What do we mean? Well, the goal, as you have heard, should be SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So what is the specific focus on your target premium goal for after being validated with a 4,000 production? The first goal is 30,000 annual target premium on an IUL, for example. Why? Because for your salary and benefits, that is to maintain your annual salary after your 4,000 initial premium to get validated is 30,000 annual premium. Well, the 30,000 annual premium is for your salary, but if you want to be sent to our leadership conference, it's going to be at the Greenbrier Resort, an exclusive resort where diplomats go to when they're in North Carolina. A fantastic, they have a beautiful golf course, nice resort. The production requirement this year for any agent to join in the year 2019, folks, hear this, is 60,000 target premium. A lot of carriers, they require 100 to 122,000 to make it to the leadership conference. So if you do 60,000 target premium, which is the next goal higher up than 30, then you are aiming, you will be invited for 2 for the leadership conference that will happen next year for this year's production. But you got to take it a notch higher. Why stop with 60? Go for 70. Why? Because your renewals triple. We have products that pay up to 9% renewal, the first nine years. You know, how many of us on this call, being seasoned in this industry, your renewal is maybe 1%, 1.5, or the highest 2.5 or 3% only for the first 9 years after your first year. This one, there's a threshold. If you do 70 and above, for the product of IUL and whole life respectively, you can get a triple up to 6% or 9% respectively. Renewals, which is unheard of. Triple the nation's industry on renewals for the first of the 9 years after your first year. But after the 10th year, you got 2% for life on the IULs and 3% for life on what? On whole life. For life. Who pays lifetime renewals? But for the disability income, that's why we have someone actually from Northern California. His renewal on DI, because for over 20 years with Ameritas, that's all he sells, is $1 million a year on renewals because it's 10%, for life. Okay, so set your goals high. I'm going to, as I conclude my how to get started, because I'm going to do examples and do my personal clients example as a testimonial, how to validate fast. But I just want to share a couple of techniques because I've been in the industry for quite some time. Fortunate enough for more than a dozen years, about 15 years in the $1 Million Roundtable Club, producer club. But it's not about me, folks. It's about strategies. We say work hard, don't work hard, but work smart. Because I'll share you a couple of strategies I learned from the $1 million earners on how to get higher premiums. For example, the concept is educate, then reallocate strategy. People already spend money, but they're spending it in the wrong places. If you and we engage with this strategy, there's many strategies out there, but I'll share you a couple of them. Your premium should not be $2,000 a year or $3,000 a year. It should be $5,000 to $10,000 per client, okay? And the first one is the 401k surplus contribution strategy. What do I mean? Well, a lot of people over-contribute in their 401k with their employer. How many people do you know that when they look at their statements on their 401k, semi-annually or annually, they're very nervous because they had experienced pain in the past. In a lot of people say, oh, I lost money because what? 9, 10 years ago, 2008? Well, something happens every 8 to 10 years. What happened in 2001, September 11? What happened in 2008, the mortgage crisis? What happened in 2016? A lot of people didn't realize there's a hiccup in the financial industry because of what happened when Britain announced Brexit. In one day, June 24, 2016, according to the headline of USA Today, people lost a ton of money in just one day. Billions of dollars, 165 billion with the B was lost from the combined revenue, shares value of JP Morgan and also Microsoft combined, right? And there's another company, 3 companies, giants in the industry of investments, that they lost combined 165 billion with the B in one day. We do workshops all across the country, locally in Southern California. When I did a workshop, there was a nurse that said, Gil, you talked about the Brexit. I'm a retired nurse. I'm already in my 70s. That day was very painful. I lost what? I lost 20,000 from my account one day. And that is drastic. So the point I'm driving at is our job is to throw some factual historical events to make sure we disturb people in a positive way and not overfund their 401k. 401k should be a participation or contribution only up to the employer match. Let's say $300. Working in the medical field, I have a lot of clients who are nurses because my wife hails from that field, and doctors. They overfund their what? Their 401k to a tune of $500 per pay period. Folks, that's $1,000 a month contribution to 401k. But if the match is 300 and you do, some like I love details, so you look at their payroll check and you can see their statement. You should design it in such a way that you will just match the contribution of 300. So if you're putting 1,000, you should at least have 500 put on IUL. Take the free money, the 300 from the employer, but the rest you're on your own, exposed in the volatility of the marketplace. So if you transfer, educate and reallocate your client and put it on an IUL, superior product than the 401k, what do you get? You got market risk protection immediately. You're not going to call your financial advisor at 3 o'clock in the morning and worry about the value of your retirement. And you will, like the 401k, the IUL will give you tax deferred earnings. But when it comes to withdrawals, guess what? It's tax-free withdrawals, distribution for your retirement or other necessities in life. You're also not subjected to the 59.5 double taxation on an IUL. The 401k, right? It's 59.5. So if you're a nurse and life happens, retirement is retirement, 20, 30, 40 years from you start your 401k. What if you need extra money to invest in real estate or college education of your children? Or I hear a lot of nurses, I'm going back home to the Philippines for what? For a vacation, and they withdraw prematurely 5,000 for their 401k, either through a loan or early distribution. Guess what? You get taxes, 59.5. You got hit because you're below 59.5. And legacy tax-free, income tax-free. So that's the features and benefits of an IUL. Plus, guess what? It has living and death benefits. So all of you are masters of this IUL product or program, day in and day out, folks. How many employees have no clue at all how this 401k product works? Buy the book by Ed Slott, the retirement savings guru, that says, the book is entitled Retirement Savings Time Bomb. So 401k is only good up to the match, but recommend an IUL. So when you do an IUL, then let's say that's a 5,000 premium minimum right now for surplus fund reallocation. Now we are in the recruiting business. Another technique. Another book that I recommend is the book authored by Sandy Botkin. He is a former IRS attorney. He owns a company called Tax Reduction Institute. He's a CPA. Lower Your Taxes Big Time is his title of his book. We educate people that you're paying too much taxes as an employee. Why don't you have a business even part-time and reallocate what you spend on taxes as an employee into your own business and buy yourself your own benefit, which is an IUL. The first chapter of this book, Sandy Botkin says why you would be brain dead not to start a home-based business, even part-time. So if you're upset of your prospect, loved one, friend, or relative, or coworker, and you want to call that person brain dead, well, now you have a way of calling that person brain dead. Show them the chapter 1 title of the book, Why You Be Brain Dead. They say, hey, you know, friend, I didn't call you brain dead. Sandy Botkin, the ex-IRS attorney, is calling us brain dead because according to him, there's 2 sets of tax laws in this country. It's not for the rich and not for the poor. The 2 sets of tax laws are for the employee versus business owner taxation. According to bottom line, according to Sandy Botkin, each employee who starts a business can reduce his or her taxes to $2,000 or $10,000 a year. Nurses, for example, this is another revenue generating free money as long as legitimately you have a business, like for example, in the insurance business, and they easily can get their license and relate to our IUL business. Why? IUL is just filling up a question about people's what? Medical questions. When's the last time you've been to a doctor? What's your meds? About the need for chronic illness, terminal illness. This is their language, folks. So it's not difficult to transition, even on the part-time basis as a nurse, medical professional. And if you start your own business and get licensed, you have actually they'll get 10% savings on their taxes and they make what, 100,000 a year? So that's 10,000 a year of savings, folks. What do you do with 10 grand a year or 800 a month? Well, 500 goes to IUL and the other 500 goes to their business operating fund. To do what? To fly to Northern California. That's monthly budget or 6,000 a year budget, or to go to Hawaii and build an agency somewhere, okay? So this is a technique that I use because this helps me in recruiting big time, folks. You don't need to recruit big agencies, but if you, in this business of ours, earlier today we did a mini workshop at my Diamond Bar office in Southern California. And you're more welcome to, give me a holler if you need some people here to be trained in our office. We have different offices here. And I showed them, if you have 40 people direct to you and they focus on the 70,000 a year so that they will have a high renewal, your override is almost $250,000 a year. I repeat, 40 people direct to you doing 70,000 a year because why? You want the stipend and you want a high triple value renewal, then your override is $250,000 a year. Those numbers I will not talk about tonight, but that's there for you for the taking. So folks, this program, Ameritas Agent Opportunity, again, if you want to prospect someone, not only someone who's brand new in the industry, just getting a license, but for people who are doing this for quite some time and they're getting sick and tired of recruiting people, and then a good portion of them are not even active, the 80-20 rule, so to speak, and those who are active, sometimes you lost them because of higher contracts. Folks, we are a non-captive program. You talk to not only your friends in the industry, but even your competitors, and you tell them we have salary, benefits, renewal for life, and ownership. Who has that? And for 4,000 target premium initial sale, your equivalent contract is 112%. And if you do your 30,000 annual premium, your equivalent contract is 194%. Folks, I've been doing this for over 30 years. I've never seen a program like this. Like Jeff and perhaps John or Kalani or Sly, the leaders in our industry, and of course Sonia and her husband Bong over there I call him Bong as a nickname, right? Because they're always dynamic, and Bong is like fireworks, man. They're on fire there in Temecula. So, okay, so that's, 194% contract, folks, and people get excited. Now, are you guys still there?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Oh, heck yeah, we're here, man.
Okay, good. Are good? Okay, but
Oh, yeah.
this is my catchphrase of Jeff, whoever's here, Kalani and John. If Sly's on the call too, we're not captive, but we should be captivated. You like that? We're captivated. Because, the captive people, they're stressed out. They're being terminated in the captive world because if they don't meet the salary requirements, they're fired. The non-captive, like going about their ways, but there are no incentive like salary, benefits, renewals, and ownership. But we have the best of both worlds, so we call it captivated. So, folks, let me show you another screen, which is my way of getting validated myself, okay? You go to Ameritas.com, the financial professionals, this is the website. Then you click.
Gil, you got to get out of this screen, and you need to show us the other screen. So what you need to do is
you share. Got it.
Screen. Yeah, you got to stop sharing. You got to stop sharing this screen and start the new one.
Okay, tell me it already shows. Do you show it?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, Ameritas.com is the website. Then when you go to that website, you click on financial professionals, producers, and the next window will show here, producer workbench. When you click on producer workbench, you will register and type in your name, your username in this case, in my case, and then your password, and you will be led into another page, right? When you're led into that page, you will see how to create an illustration on the left side here. Jeff, you guys can still, John, you can still still see the screen?
Yeah, we can see. No problem.
Right. To the left, it says prepare for a sale, submit your business. This is when you do an e-apply. But if you want to do an illustration, right? Create an illustration. You click on that. And then you can download it on your hard drive by doing a software launch 4Site Illustrations now, or you can just do web-based illustration live designs now, right? This is how you enter your prospect into the system, and then you'll log in, and lo and behold, you will see the like here, product illustrations, client cases. These are sample of my clients. It will pop up. Okay, and even proposals. But if you want to do, and this software is very, if you're familiar with carriers like, let's say, Assurity Life, it's very similar, okay? It's like a generic template in the industry. Or create a new client, you click on this, and then you go, just name, everything. And then after that, let me just give you an example. Valued client. Then you have to have an age, right? Valued client, age 35, let's say female. You click on go. Oh, if there's no birthday, guess what? They'll give you a default birthday, which is today's date to make it age 35, okay? Just for example. And then you click on go. But, when you have a prospect, you got to type in the real date of birth. Then the product illustration, all plan types. As you set up your software, it will ask what state are you in, so you will be able to download, in this case, California software. The IUL is under the umbrella of Universal Life, and our product that is the #1 in the country, in fact, is called the Growth IUL Index. Right here, you guys see it? The drop down.
Yes, you see it.
Let me show you first this Growth IUL product, how powerful this is. You probably saw it in the PowerPoint that LGS is showing, but let me show you how powerful this IUL product is, okay? So I want everyone on this call to be very passionate, not only because of the income we make, the salary and benefits, but because of what product we offer in the marketplace. Let me see here. Oops. There you go. Let me see here.
I'm not seeing your screen again.
Not seeing the screen.
You got to go back again and do that whole deal. There you go.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, yeah, but let me show you the product first. I'll share the screen. Let me see here, individual. I'm just looking for that page, and then I will share this other screen. Okay, here. So I'll share a new share, and it will be this. It's just the chart. If you can, you guys tell me if you see it.
Yes, we see it.
This one, John and Jeff and everyone on the call, simply shows the Ameritas Growth IUL as #1 in the charts among the top 18 carriers in the country, comparing someone on age 45 paying 10 grand a year on their IUL for 20 years, and what happens at age 65, what is their income for life? Guess what? This Ameritas Growth IUL, which is proprietary to this exclusive hybrid program that provides, you know what, for non-captive salary, benefits, renewal for life, and ownership, you got an income that people cannot even, I mean, people are excited about, in a product that's #1 in the country when it comes to accumulation potential. That's a 1-2 punch, folks. It's like you have 2 aces in your card, in your hands rather, right? And somebody might say, "Oh, I have an Ameritas contract, the standard. I don't need, I got a high contract there." Oh, really? Let's do an apple-to-apple comparison. What's your contract over there? 80 or 100? Oh, really? Our 4,000 premium is 112%. Can you touch that? Because we have salary and benefits and bonuses. You say even if 100%, we are at 112 and we're just warming up. And then on the product, they have on the Ameritas other side, I call them the other side, which is a standard contract, their best product is called FLX. Our product is #1 and 2. They're number 4. They're like a sister, it's just like Golden State Warriors and the sister Northern California Sacramento Kings. No, I'm just kidding. Right. No insult to those from Sacramento. I know you guys. I'm from a Laker fan, so let's see how it goes this year.
No, Gil. Golden State is the sister.
Oh, then we go on there, huh?
Don't go there, man. I'm hearing that, buddy.
All right. Okay, so look at this. #1 and 2. The other one is the early cash value. I played with the illustration. I am shocked. When you have an early cash value product, you know what simply means? You will get your cash, like a return of premium on your cash value based on your contribution early, like in the first 4 or 5 years, not 8 years, return of premium or 10 years. But folks, early cash value product, Ameritas Growth IUL, you have your return of premium upfront and a high lifetime income, because the detriment to an early cash product, that means you will suffer on the back end on your lifetime income because you got a lot of your cash up front. But this is a high product also on the back end, the early cash. Then we go at, NLG. They're #9, folks. National Life, Flex Life. I used to sell a lot of this, Flex Life too. Look at that. They're #9 on the income. And Allianz, I sell a lot of Allianz too and all that, but guess what? They're #10. So I always want to go for the top best. And furthermore, as you know in your early presentations, this product has 18 triggers, on the critical illness. It has critical, terminal, and chronic illness. And the topic conversation about products, okay, you would say, Gil, you got a growth IUL product very strong on accumulation, but how strong is your living benefits? Well, you got AGLA with 16 triggers. You got National Life with 13. Well, they have 18 triggers on the critical illness nationwide, but in California, a hard market to get into in terms of product approval. California, very political in nature. But we have 15, which is 15, still very high in number of triggers. It also has a lifetime income rider, like a few carriers do. But what is unique about this product, folks, is Ameritas Growth IUL is the only product that offers a 10-year look-back guarantee. If you own your policy for 10 years, it's a loyalty guaranteed bonus of a floor of 4% today, earning, regardless of what happens in the marketplace, 4% you will earn in your what? Cash value. Okay? So I just want to mention to you how powerful that product is. Let me show you. Do you guys can? Let me show you another screen. This one right here. Because I don't want to get carried away with just illustrations and selling to clients, but I want you to be passionate about the product. Can you guys see this Ameritas Growth IUL product guide?
Yes.
Yeah, we see it.
Let me show you the one I talked about. Okay, this product is good up to age 85 for standard non-tobacco, and then depends on their health classification, non-tobacco, tobacco. Even up to tobacco, standard is 18 to 85. Minimum specified amount for face amount is 50. But let me show you what I talked about, the lifetime, I mean the 10-year reward for a 4% guaranteed example, look back guarantee. And this is one thing, maybe you can print a page. I'm going to email to the group the product guide. Even though you have no code, we start manipulating, digesting this product guide. This is specific to the product IUL, but we also have a product guide for all the products, underwriting guideline rather. So I'll share that with the group. This is the one I'm talking about, the 10-year look back guarantee, right? So you guys can still see this, right? John and Jeff?
Yes, we
Okay.
can. Very clear.
This feature on the top here states, guarantees that the index credit earned in the first 3 years of the policy will be at least 4%, folks. If the average index rate is less than 4% at the end of 10 years, the policy account value will be increased to equal 4% compounded annually. Please note the following example doesn't show the impact, of course, and any IUL, there's a cost of insurance and other expenses. Who doesn't have that anyway? But if you look at this comparison for simple discussion purposes, let's say year one, this client rolled over, a 1035 exchange of 100,000, right? The policy got issued. They have an old product, they rolled over 100,000. But for simple discussion purposes, after 10 years, this policy on the Ameritas Growth, for example, looking at worse times, folks, this probably was taken, example of, minus 28% here, year one, 35 positive year two. So if you look at, even very bad times, minus 14 here, and on year 10, it still earned about 3%, 130,000. Guess what? With a 4% look back guarantee, that cash value will be bumped up to 148,000 with a plus cash on the cash value of 17,000. Isn't that fantastic? And after 10 years, there's no more surrender period. That means the account value and the cash value are equal and the same starting year number 11. Okay? So when I show this, I just want to make sure everybody gets, does that enough reason, Jeff and John and everyone, for someone to believe not only in our concept about, the salary and benefits for the agent and lifetime renewal and ownership, but, you got to be also passionate about the product that you offer to your clients. You agree?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this 10-year guarantee look back is awesome, man.
Definitely.
Awesome. Okay, great. I'm with you 100% all the way. So guess what? It goes back to getting validated right away. This is what I did for me and my family, folks. This is how it looks like, but I also have a copy of see, you notice the premium, all right? Let me see here. This is a better copy.
Wow.
You see
the target's high for the premium.
Huh?
The target's high for the premium.
Here.
Yes.
This is 96 a month, 1,100 a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
For my daughter, 27, 200,000 face amount, 96. Because I went below the 200,000. Oh, by the way, let me show you the guideline for the one I mentioned earlier. Well, I mentioned about it briefly on the PowerPoint. If you do the less than 200,000, if I still for anyone below age 45, then the premium is 96, 1156 target premium. You see on the chart here says target premium. So I got three of my daughters on, 96 a month, 83 a month, and 112 a month. So cumulatively, that's only 3,500 a year target premium. I'm still short. So I wrote my and I'm the payer by this because I decided to just start the program for my kids. Since I have a vested insurable interest with my children, of course, the industry allows you to insure and be the payer, right? But they are the owners, and the beneficiary, if they're single, is my wife, and but the insured, they are the owners and the insured, right? Now, my grandchild, you can do up to 300,000, 3 months old, $70 a month policy, but his plan is so inexpensive. You should see his age 65. I mean, wow, he can be very happy if I continue this, or the mom continues this, or maybe he continues after he's 20 years old and starts working. But it's 705 is the target premium for him. If I add this all together, folks, it's 4,200 in target premium, which satisfies what? The requirement, at least minimum 2 clients. So 4,200 divided by 12, I invested back into my business 350 what? Of dollars in the first month. $350, but what do I get back, right? I invested $350. Let me see you here. Again, the sample. Illustration here. All right. Okay, here. So it's bigger.
We can't see your screen, Gil.
Let me show you the screen here. All right. Can you see this?
Yeah. Yeah, now we see it.
A new business alert, report when I got, validated. So again, it's all paid, issued, paid, right? But 11, the thing is 11, 3,500 I invested because all I paid is the initial premium. $350. What did I get paid? You get 4,000 target premium, but this is 4,200, folks. So 2,100 advance commission, 2,000 salary, that's 4,100. Bonus about 400. So and 2 more months of salary. So it's 2,468. 3 months of salary, 6,000 plus 2,100, 8,100 plus bonus, like 8,500. I just invested back into my business, $350. So then when my kids take over, even I pay 2 or 3 months. Let's say my kids decide, Dad, I don't want to pay that first year premium. I want to keep buying from Amazon Prime, which I will not allow them to. They're members of Amazon Prime. They keep buying and they want it today. But kidding aside, if I end up paying the 4,200 premium, my total collection is income is 8,400. I can even pay this for 2 years, and a positive cash flow. What am I driving at, folks? This is a shortcut to validation strategy, because anyone in your team who said, Gil, Jeff and John, I haven't really gotten valid. I don't have a client. Well, just go back, right? Go back to start with your family, but of course you want a high premium, because that's just to get validated. But at the end of the day, if you want to, check this out as a career, can you see this slide? Going back to this slide.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Yeah, you can see it now, the PowerPoint. This is what's all about, folks. It's about this page, right? 4,000 target premium just to validate, but shoot for 70,000. If you have, for example, nurses who are overfunding their 401k, you can get 500 a month out of that reallocated surplus contribution. That's 6,000 a year with 12 nurses. You're over 70,000, folks. You don't have to wait. You do a workshop for nurses. Nurses work graveyard shifts, show up at their one of their homes, bring what we call, a lot of people in this industry. The peers that I attend, I just came from a leadership conference in Aruba. People making $500,000, $1 million a year, and I asked them, what's your strategy? You're making 40, 50,000 to 80,000 a month. Oh, Gil, it's very simple. And so what is that? Oh, I invest with a lead generation company. So how much do you pay? Oh, pay them about, $4,000 to put 20 retirees in front of me. Really? Okay. $3,000 to $4,000. And then how much do you pay for the dinner? About that much, 6 or 7 grand. But okay, so you spend that. And I hope, he said, if I get 2 clients out of that, you know, I can get my 20,000. So I am net 10 or 12,000 per session. I do that twice or 3 times a month. That's my 30, 40,000 a month. But folks, that's an investment of what? 6 times 3 is about 15 to 20,000 a month. Well, let's keep it simple. My investment is pancit and lumpia, right? I go to people's homes. They're interactive. They work graveyard. I show up at their home. And then there's 3 or 4 nurses or 5 nurses. I don't need a large crowd. But with that pancit and lumpia, guess what? I walk out the door with 6,000 premium times 5 nurses. That's 30,000. Premium 1 meeting. Isn't that exciting? Well, guess what? That's only a start. And then you can still sell them final expense. Because I don't sell 1 product per client. Final expense is a separate product altogether. It's like a replacement for the funeral plan. Because, you know, you don't want them to undo their IUL and then the policy lapse. And guess what? Sad to say, upon end of life, they have nothing to show for, even the burial expense. So I sell them a second product, which is a totally different mindset. The IUL as a purpose of what? Living benefits where they're alive. Supplemental retirement benefits while they're still alive. Tax-free withdrawals where they're alive. And of course, legacy when they're alive. So that's the mindset. But the final expense burial alternative is just for that, burial. So that's an easy, you know, another 100 a month or 200 a month. But that's after I sell the IUL. So the point I'm driving at, folks, I have engaged with you. I want everyone to be passionate about the company, the unique program that offers salary, benefits, and you know, stipend, benefits, and renewals, and ownership. We hope that in that my talk tonight, I'm able to show you the, you know, let's go back to what's the main emphasis tonight is this. While you're waiting for your code, I will email to the group the underwriting guide, the product, you know, general all products underwriting guide for individual policies, the product guide for the IUL, for example, and also the chart, okay? And you print the chart with the top accumulation potential, the 2-pager, and bring with you that page that shows a 10-year look-back guarantee in writing. You don't have to print the 40-page, you know, I mean the multiple-page product guide, just that page, the 10-year 4% guarantee. So that's a very powerful, you know, explanation to the client about the promise of they will do better for their cash accumulation. And go back to the easy app underwriting that I did a jet issue underwriting, folks. 2 of my kids had an APS because one of, you know, the doc. So the underwriter, sometimes they ask us for APS. So do a proactive follow-up with the APS. So I got all my clients approved in 2 weeks. So get approved, get validated, learn, and you don't, while you're waiting for your, as soon as you get code, learn on the edu.ameritas.com, right, folks? And now I will open, I will pass this, the baton back to John Solomon and Jeff. If there's anything else, Q&A.
That's great, Gil. Thank you for your time today. That was outstanding. I hope everybody enjoyed his presentation. Gil will be here in the Northern California this Saturday.